The Corsa Cut and Clamp Resonator Delete X-Pipe is going to be a mid-pipe that the S550 GT owners should check out if they're looking for a 3-inch stainless steel X-Pipe to replace the factory resonator and still keep your stock cats. Swapping out the resonator mid-pipe for a traditional style mid-pipe like this X-Pipe is a fast and easy way to make a big change in your Mustang's exhaust without having to purchase an entirely new exhaust system. The install for this one is going to be a 2 out of 3 wrenches in the difficulty meter since you will need a cut, but we'll talk more about that later. We all know that the factory resonator style mid-pipe is a heavy piece of exhaust that muffles the sound and robs some of the power from the S550. A cut and clamp X-pipe like this one is going to be much more free-flowing, which is going to open up sound and volume from the exhaust, even without changing anything else in the exhaust system. And like I mentioned, you still get to keep your stock cats with a setup like this. So because you aren't getting rid of your cats, you're still going to be smog legal and still pass emissions and get that change in sound that I've talked about. This is 304 stainless steel too, so you can't get any better material-wise. Stainless steel has some upsides and advantages over other materials like aluminized tubing. It's not going to rust or corrode, and it's going to have a nice long life. An X-pipe typically delivers more of a louder, raspy note when you compare it to an H-pipe, and an X-pipe is going to deliver more volume. If you're looking for more of a deeper exhaust tone, then you should stick with an H-pipe setup instead. And the fact that this X-pipe is a 3-inch X-pipe is also going to open up some sound and flow from the GT. One other thing that I did want to mention here is that you can see that this doesn't look like a standard X-pipe. This is Corsa's double Helix X-pipe, so the double crossover is going to change the sound that this produces. It gives more of a crisp, raspy sound than a standard X-pipe does. And on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the loudest, I'm gonna rate this X-pipe with the stock axle back as a very strong 2. With an aftermarket axle back, depending on what axle back you end up choosing, you're looking at more of a 4. Another thing to mention here is that a great side effect of replacing that resonator with an X-pipe is dropping a good amount of weight. The factory resonator adds some pounds to the S550, so by replacing it with a simple X-pipe, you're going to be dropping about 25 pounds, which is just another nice little plus. As far as price goes, this is a Corsa product, and so you can expect to drop a dime or two on it. It's going to cost right about $500, but if this is a bit more than you wanted to spend, there are other X-pipes that are available in other brands, other materials, and at other price points if you wanted to shop around for something else. But this is one of the more budget-friendly options, and it is stainless steel. As for the install, like the name suggests, there will be some cutting involved, but it's nothing too difficult. If you take your time, it's going to take about 2 hours to complete, maybe less, and I'm going to call it a 2 out of 3 wrenches in the difficulty meter, but mainly just because of the cutting that's involved. You will need a Sawzall with a fresh blade so you can cut the exhaust, and of course, a way to get the car in the air, whether it be on a lift or on a jack and jack stands. The X-pipe will reuse your factory clamps, but you always have the option of clamping the front and welding in the rear of the pipe if you want to, but that's going to be completely up to you and your shop. A lot of people like welding in the rear better, but that's not something that you have to do. If you use your stock clamps, you'll have everything that you need to complete this install yourself. Just make sure you have a fresh Sawzall blade and some eye protection for the cutting. You'll need to measure and mark where you'll be cutting the factory mid-pipe. Take your time, make your cuts, and then drop the factory mid-pipe. You'll then swap your factory mid-pipe for the Corsa, tighten down your clamps, and you'll be all set. Just keep in mind that you'll need to retighten the clamps once you run the car for a while and the pipe has had a chance to get some heat through it. You don't want any exhaust leaks here, and going over the clamps after running will help you avoid that. So that's going to be it for the Corsa Cut and Clamp Resonator Delete X-Pipe for the 2015 and newer GT. As always, you can check it out more online for yourself, and for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.